Well, hello folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the man cave. Alright, we're going to expand upon my tutorial on AS3X Plus setups and the nose wheel gyro. Just to let you know, what I'm going to be showing you is a nose wheel gyro setup on a plane that has retracts, okay, and gear and all that, and then shows you how to do that, and how to select that and how to properly set that up. I would like you to use this as your main source for the nose wheel gyro. The other way, and the other video I did, was just a very basic guide to how the nose wheel gyro work with the rudders. This is where the nose wheel gyro works independently, completely on its own, whether you've activated your motor and your rudders or not, which is really the way it's supposed to work. All right, let's get started. I've already put, just so you know, I've already done this, set it up completely on the Freewing new 80mm F22. I'm going to show you how to set up, including the mixing and how to accomplish it in your iX14 or any smart NX10, iX14, NX8, whatever radio that you use that is forward program enabled, and you have upgraded to the AS3X Plus, upgrade your transmitter and upgrade your receiver. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with how to set up initially. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to identify the rudder servo. Now you're going, there's a little wooden tray in there. Take that wooden tray out. Of course, you don't have the battery in there. And there's going to be 4 wires coming. One runs the light here. One runs the steering, the gear itself. One runs the doors, and the other one runs the light. So you got 1, 2, 3, you got 4 wires. You have, so process of elimination, have a servo tester, and when you find the one that turns, that makes it servo only, then pull that from the blue board. The other ones, just make sure you keep them plugged back in wherever you unplug them at. The 2 that are red and black, they're obviously lights, so don't have to worry about that. What you're trying to identify are the 2 orange, brown, and black wires. And those are the ones that are going to run the servo and the gear itself, which is which. You got a 50-50 chance of getting that right. So it took the second try to identify the servo that runs the rudder. When you identify it, pull it to the side, make sure you got everything else plugged in from the blue board the way you had it, and proceed. And then you're going to take that servo and you're going to plug, or that servo lead from that rudder that you've identified now, and you're going to plug that into an open channel on your transmitter. Now, with this particular plane, I've got thrust reversing, okay, I've got flaps, okay, and I've got several things. So I have an 8-channel receiver. I've got my normal 6 channels used: throttle, aileron, elevator, rudder, gear, and flap. So that's 6, okay? And then I've got thrust reversing, and then I've got this 8th channel that I'm using for my nose wheel gyro. The point is, you need to have a open channel to yourself to just for that nose wheel gyro itself, a completely physical open channel on your transmitter. So to do this correctly, with this kind of a full house type model that has thrust reversing that also requires its own channel, you're going to need an 8-channel transmitter. Okay, or do away with thrust reversing and have a 7-channel. It's entirely up to you. Okay, but you'll need 8 channels if you want to do everything this model can offer with the nose wheel gyro. All right, so I plugged it into my AUX3 channel, or my 8th channel on the transmitter. All right, now we're going to change view, and we're going to how to set up how to identify it and how to mix it in your iX14. Well, it's whatever your transmitter is. I'm using iX14. So hold still. We're going to change our view. All right, we're at our normal setup page. All right, you're going to go to Model Setup, and you're going to go to Channel Assign. All right. Now, remember I said that I have AUX3 for my nose wheel gyro. I picked the rudder stick because it's the channel input configure. It's what that channel is going to be physically doing. How is it going to be controlled? Well, I'm going to be controlling it with a rudder stick, okay? And then the actual port assignment, aux3 is going to make sure aux3 is aux3. You got to say, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with aux3. Aux3 is aux3, but where is it physically plugged in at on the radio? What do we want to control it with? That's what this means. And we want to control aux3 with our rudder stick, okay? So that's the physical setup. That way you'll make it work, okay? But no gyro, nothing is set up yet, okay?
Halt 1.
Yes, because we've got communication blocked. Okay, now you're going to go to your model adjust page, and we're going to set up a mix, okay? Now, all my information is coming from the Spectrum Wikipedia page on how to set this up, okay? Now, you're going to want to make a mix, okay? So let's go back. Let me just pick another mix here. Okay, you're going to set a mix, and you're going to just select normal, okay? And then from this page here, you're going to name that mix. Okay, so now you're going to name that mix. Once you've got it named, we'll go on to the next step. Name it nose wheel gyro setup, or however way you want to set it. Now I'm going to go to the one I've actually got going here. Okay, I named it nose wheel gyro. Okay, on this one, it wants to know, what are we mixing? What's the primary? What's the master? Well, the rudder. And what are we mixing it with? The AX3. Remember what's the configure? It's AX3. The rudder is what controls it, and we're mixing it with AX3, which is where our nose wheel gyro is. Now, on the rates here, the Wikipedia will tell you either, you pick these rates, either 100%, either way, whatever combination makes that rudder move correctly. It says it may be a negative 100% here, may be a negative 100% over here, might be a positive 100% over here, might be a positive 100% over here. I chose 125% to give myself the most amount of deflection with the rudder, and then I will lessen that in the travel, okay? But 100% and 100% is what works with this model, okay? Every model is going to be different, so whatever it may be, this number may be positive, this number may be negative, but you want to have them equal. You don't want this one at 60 and this one at 5, okay? You want them to have equal in whatever combination, either negative, both negative, whatever makes that rudder work correctly, okay? Then you hit OK. All right? Make sure the switch is on, okay? And that's it. That's all you're going to do. You're going to make sure it's on. Work out these combinations, either negative, positive, both negative, whatever combination works to where that rudder's moving in the right direction. And this is in real time. This is what's working right now. Because if you look over here, see how I turn the rudder this way? Look, it goes to 100, and then aux3 is 135, okay? So let me go back down here. What if I was to change these both to 100? Well, and change that one to 100. Okay. Now, that just tells me I've got a trim issue, but both of them are moving together. Okay. That rudder's at 0, and that aux is at 0. When I go this way, it's going a little bit more on this one, a little bit less on that one. Okay, but they're fairly close. Whatever, like I said, whatever combination you use with these to make sure that rudder is working in the correct direction. Okay, and make sure that switch is on. Now you've got your mix. You can say, "Well, am I done?" No, you're not done. Okay, all you've got now is you've got the rudder stick working correctly with the model. Okay, now you're going to go to forward programming. Make sure your throttle cut is on.
Motor is secured. Safe to approach.
Okay, you're going to go to your gyro settings. Okay, you're going to go to your nose wheel. Okay, now this is the only part that we're adding. Right now the gear is down, so you're going to click extended. You're going to make sure that the gear retract channel is properly selected, which would be gear, okay? And then the nose wheel channel, remember, we've already used aux3, so whatever this is, make sure it is on whatever channel you have that nose wheel assigned to, which in this case, it's aux3, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to come down here, and now the delay here, this may be at 0. I kind of timed my gear, how long it takes for my retracts to go up and down, and it is about 5 or 6 seconds, but I picked 8 to give it plenty of time before the gyro kicks in. You know what we might do? We'll just put that down to 7 seconds. Okay. Right now, if the wheel is working, okay, then leave it off. If it's not working, turn it on. Whichever way makes it work. Okay. All right, here you would hit learn channel, move it either way, move your direction in both, move your rudder in both directions, click apply, okay? All right, then you're gonna go to next. Now, it wants to know, remember in the radio setup, I picked a gain select channel. I wanted to know, you know, to be able to control make the gains adjustable up or down. You need to pick that channel, that wherever you set that up. Well, mine's on aux4. And it's on this roller up here. Okay, I'll get my camera back in the right position. Okay, so that's why I picked aux4. Where if you put on a slider, you put on a roller, and what channel controls it? Well, for me, that's aux4. Okay, now this I took off. This rating here, I took off 2 brothers. He said 60 is great for almost all the planes. I agree. I've already taxied this down the highway or down the road in windy conditions, and the rate gain of 60% seems to work really well. Okay. Now, the Wikipedia says 10% heading gain, and I found that works really well. Okay. That gives it a little bit of variance either way. It's like 5% this way, 5% that way, so it's a total of 10%. Heading window, I don't mess with that. I don't mess with the priority. Okay. All right, so that's what you want. You want aux4, rate gain at 60%, and this is what's working for me. The heading gain of 10%. That's already set at 50%, leave that alone. Gain sensitivity, that's fine, and leave the priority alone. So the only numbers you really are messing with are these top 3. Make sure that it's on whatever channel you've got your adjustable gains on, your knob, in my case, or whatever channel it is, aux4. Set your rain gain to 60. Now you might want to put it 20 or 30 at first until you're happy with it. I decided on 60% for me. And then heading 10%. Leave the rest of the numbers alone. Okay. All right. So that's really all there is to it. Now I'm going to show you how to test it. All righty, we're back. Now, I've just plugged this model in, okay? So the regular AS3X gyro, okay, is not working, okay? I have not engaged, and the reason I'm in safe mode,
AS3X mode.
I'm in AS3X mode, okay? I'm going to turn my adjustable knob all the way up. So the correction on these control surfaces should be be crazy. Well, nothing's going on. Well, the reason nothing's going on is because I haven't initiated the throttle up over 25% because AS3X does not engage, okay, until you've got the throttle up over 25%, then that gyro comes on. The nose wheel gyro, if you were hearing it, it runs separately. If these gears are down, you know, if the gear's down, it's on. Okay, now the gear's down. And I've got that gain all the way up. So look at that nose wheel and you can hear it. Okay. See, it's going crazy. It's working. All right. But none of the other gyros are working because I have not engaged the AS3X yet. Okay. Now let me show you something about that delay on that gear. Okay, you can hear it. I'm going to put the gear up. You don't hear it because it turns off whenever the gears up. Okay, it only works when the gears are extended. All right, I'll put the gear back down. Well, here, I'm gonna show you something. Let me bump the throttle up real quick. Okay.
Motor is hot. Don't get burned.
I'm knocking stuff down. Now look, my AS3X gyro is working, but listen closely. Hopefully it'll let you hear it. But you'll just have to trust me over this. I do not hear or feel anything working up there in that rudder, in that nose wheel gyro. Okay, let's put our gear back down.
Coming down.
Now hear that? Okay. I want you to listen closely. You're going to hear something kind of pop.
Gear going up.
Okay. And what you're hearing is that gyro come on. I want you to pay attention. When that wheel comes down, I'm going to start moving that front of that plane back and forth, and pay attention to where we'll suddenly start seeing that gyro work.
Gear coming down.
See, hear it? Now it's working. That's that delay. And that's how you can tell whether it's working or not. Okay, let's go through this again and let me prove it to you without. Okay, the motor's off, unplugged it. Okay, plugging it back in. Okay.
Motor is secure.
Make sure my throttle cut's on. Okay. Now, hear it? It's working. It's working. But nothing else is working because I haven't started the throttle. Okay, listen.
Gear going up.
Now you can really hear it. We'll talk about direction in just a minute. Don't hear anything, do you?
Gear coming down.
Hear it? Now it's working. That's the delay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease that delay to probably 5 seconds. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me just do that real quick, and we'll test that real quick. Go back to forward programming, gyro, nose wheel. I'm just going to change that delay to 4 seconds. Okay. Okay, pick it back up. We still have not engaged the throttle yet. Okay, the other one I'm going to show you, I've got them gains turned all the way up on that adjustable knob, right? I'm going to turn them all the way down. Don't hear nothing. Now I'm going to turn it all the way back up. Okay, gear going up.
Going up.
You don't hear anything? Gear going down.
Gear coming down.
Perfect. 4 seconds is perfect. Okay. And that is how you know you got it working. Now, to tell whether the direction's right, okay, think about this. Okay, if the wind hits the plane this way while you're driving and wants to push the nose this way, okay, then what do you think this wheel should do? It should turn towards, it should be turning towards the force. And it does. So if it goes this way, then that wheel should turn that way. Watch. You may not be able to tell it. See how it's turning towards the force? The force is pushing the plane this way, so the wheel turns towards it. In other words, it should fight against the force. If the force is coming this way, pushing this plane this way, then the wheel should turn that direction to push it back into the force. Same way a gyro works. Whatever way the force is coming at you, then it should turn that towards the force. Well, there you go, folks. I hope I didn't make that as plain as mud, as clear as mud for you. But that's the nose wheel gyro setup in a nutshell, and that will work with any plane. The only difference between this nose wheel gyro and a plane that doesn't have retracts is you don't pick the retract channel. Okay, and you don't need to set a delay. Other than that, it's exactly the same process. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. God bless y'all. God is good. And that is the nose wheel gyro setup with any plane, but with a plane with retracts. And this is the FMS. This is the free wing 80 millimeter F-22. And I hope I get to fly it and try it out, because I'm be going, because now I got rid of the stock gyro that came with it. There was nothing wrong with it. I just like to be able to use AS3X and have all those controls. And I put in the AR83060T 8 channel so that I can make use of the nose wheel gyro. I can make use of AS3X Plus, and I have yet to be able to fly this plane with this. So hopefully soon. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.